Good evening, sir.
Good evening.
Sir, yesterday update you assignment you sent in Google Classroom, no sir.
Yeah.
We have to send in Teams, sir. We have checked with our teachers, sir. They said there is
Okay.
no group in Google Classroom. All the teachers have to send in Teams app only, sir.
Okay, fine. So I'll do that too.
Today, after this class, can you send it, sir, in the Teams?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, that's not an issue. Fine. Yesterday I have sent you some material also related to this important formula, etc. They are in that here this app only.
Sir, have you shared?
Yeah, that is what I am trying to share screen. Trying many times, then only once it is getting shared. Yesterday we have completed this quantum number, na?
Yes, sir.
Any doubt from
Yes,
that?
sir. No, sir.
No? Okay, fine. So today we'll do numericals also based on that quantum number. Screen is not still visible.
No, sir.
Is it visible or no?
It is not visible, sir.
Okay. Now it is visible now.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Now
Yes,
it is
sir.
visible.
Okay, fine. Now see, yesterday we were doing quanta numbers. In that quanta numbers, we discussed so many things about the quanta numbers. See how they will be asking you questions. They will be giving you n is equal to 5 and L is equal to 2. So this is one question they have given you and can ask you designate the subshell, and possible values of m and maximum number of orbitals and electrons in it. They can ask you a question like this. So many questions are here. One is designation of subshell, second is possible value of m, and third is maximum number of orbitals and electrons in it. See, what is the meaning of n is equal to 5? N is equal to 5 means fifth shell. What is the meaning of L is equal to 2? L is equal to 2 means second shell. Sorry, L is equal to 2 means D subshell. So it is 5D. What will be the designation of the subshell? That is 5D. This first answer, designation of subshell is 5D. How many, sorry, what will be the possible values of next is possible value of m. L is equal to 2. L is equal to 2. So m will be equal to plus 2, minus 2, plus 1, minus 1, and 0. These are the possible values of m. M can never be plus 3 and minus 3. M can never be plus 3 and minus 3 because it is greater than 2. So m value can never be bigger than 2. Maximally plus 2 to minus 2 m values can be there. Fine. M can never be plus 3 and minus 3 for L is equal to 2 subshell. So possible values of M will be, as I told you, M is equal to 2 L plus 1. So here L is 2. So 2 into 2 plus 1, that's 5. 5 doesn't mean 5. 5 means 5 different values that ranges from plus 2 to minus 2. Now this possible value of m is over. Now it's D subshell. Now in D subshell, whether it is 3D or 4D or 5D or whatever it is, in D subshell, maximum number of orbitals can be 5, and maximum number of electrons in 5 orbital, number of electrons in 5D orbitals will be 10. So in any D subshell, maximally 10 electrons can be there, and maximally how many orbitals can be there? 5 orbitals. And what will be the possible values of m? M will be from plus 2 to minus 2, and the designation of the subshell will be 5D. So like this, they will be asking you question. This is, yeah, please.
Sir, here one doubt, sir. Here maximum number of orbitals are 5, sir, and maximum number of electrons is 10. Sir, how does this 10 come, sir? Like maximum number of orbitals we have to double so that to get the maximum answer.
In one orbital, maximally 2 electrons can be there. Na? In one orbital,
Yes, sir.
maximally 2 electrons can be there. Na? So
Yes,
in one orbital, it is 2. So in 5 orbitals, it will be 10.
yes, sir.
D will be like this. Na? This is D. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is in accordance with Hund's rule. And according to Pauli's exclusion principle now, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. First we followed Hund's rule and then we followed Pauli's exclusion principle. So any D, whether it is 3D or 4D or 5D or 6D, can have only 5 orbitals maximally, and in those 5D orbitals maximally 10 electrons can be accommodated. Fine. Now see question number 2. All 4 quantum numbers of valence electron of chromium 24. Chromium 24 is 4s1 3d5, and this will be the valence electron. This will be the valence electron. So n is equal to 4, L is equal to 0. When L is 0, M will also be 0, and S will be plus half or minus half. Fine. If they'll be asking you all 4 quantum numbers of valence electron of magnesium 12. See, magnesium is 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2. This is valence electron. No? These two are valence electrons. So n will be equal to 4, n will be equal to 3, n will be equal to 3, L will be equal to 0. When L 0, M will also be 0, and S will be plus half and minus half. See, since here one electron was there, so you wrote plus half or minus half. But here two electrons are there, so you wrote plus and minus both half. So like this we will be doing question. There is one more question, that's reverse question. If n is equal to 6, L is equal to 0, M is equal to 0, S is equal to plus half, S is equal to
Sir,
plus
this
half,
is
or
6s, no sir? 6s1.
which one? Yeah, that is 6s.
Sir, the question 4.
Yeah. N is equal to 6, L is equal to 0, M is equal to 0, S is equal to plus half or minus half is the set of 4 quantum numbers of the only valence unpaired electron. Only valence unpaired electron. It's numbers of the valence electron. Of the valence electron of a d blot element, and its magnetic moment will be 1.8 pm. Name the element. Hardly could get this type of question there in books. That's a reverse question. Usually they are giving this configuration and will be asking you to give you an LMS value. But what I did here, I gave you an LMS value and gave you some information about that element and ask you to name that element. So n is equal to 6, L is equal to 0, M is equal to 0, S is equal to plus half or minus half is a set of 4 quantum numbers of the valence unpaired electron of a d block element, and its magnetic moment will be 1.8 pm. You have to name that element, which element it is. Who will give me this answer? Let's see. Aditya or Anu or Sriram or Nishant, who will be giving me this answer first? Are you doing, baby?
Yes, sir. Sir, is this answer cesium?
Just I'll be accepting your one answer only. Nobody will be getting chance more than one. Fine. So please think before giving me answer. Just check it once. Aditya, Hima, Tejas, Chitrashri, Diksha. Aditya, are you doing?
Yes, sir.
Okay. But Chitrashri?
Yes, sir.
Okay, are you doing?
Sir, is the answer IR, sir? Iridium. Sir, IR.
Anyone has done this question?
Sir, is the answer IR?
IR is? What is the name of that element?
Iridium, sir.
Huh? What's the name of that element?
Iridium, sir.
Iridium. Okay. Do you know about iridium?
No, sir. Sir, I found this with the help of periodic table.
Yeah, but in exam you won't be getting any sort of help now. So you should remember periodic table. Otherwise, you won't
Yes,
be able
sir.
to give answers. Yeah. So it won't be taking that much time. It will be taking hardly 3-4 days to memorize it. Now see, as Sri Ramakrishna is
What is the
talking
answer,
about
sir?
iridium. Yeah, I'll tell you. Iridium, you know, Heroes ink pen, China Heroes ink pen. That ink pen nib is made of iridium. Iridium is a metal which is having highest tensile strength. Tensile strength is very, very high. So ink pen nibs, good quality ink pen nibs are made of iridium. Iridium's atomic number is 77. It's having highest tensile strength. Iridium is having highest density. It is densest metal. Iridium is the densest metal, and second densest metal is osmium 76. But the answer is not iridium. First he gave cesium, and now cesium was S block element. Cesium was S block element, and they have specified it here that it's a D block element, and iridium is 77, and its electronic configuration.
Sir,
Now I'll
gold.
tell you. No, how many answers you will be giving, Babu? N is equal to 6, L is equal to 0, that is S. M is also 0, S is equal to plus half or minus half, that is 6S1. Start writing electronic configuration. 1S2, 2S2, 2P6, 2P6, 3S2, 3P6, 4S2, 3D10, 4P6, 5S2, 4D10, 5P6, 6S1. If you stop here, then it will be 2, 4, 10, 12, 18, 20, 30, 36, 38, 48, 54, 55. That is cesium. That's why you said cesium. But it is not a D block element, so this won't be the answer. It is not a D block element, so this won't be the answer. Now, what comes after 6S1? After 6S, 4F. If you'll be writing like 6s1 4f14, then it will be a F block element, but they have said it's a D block element. So what you should do, you should keep on writing 5D.
Sir,
4
please don't
F.
write from the yellow.
Okay, fine. I have
We
changed
can't
it.
see, sir.
Okay, now is it visible?
Yeah, sir. Now it's visible.
Fine. You are using mobile
Yeah, sir.
or laptop? Oh, fine, fine. Sorry,
Mobile,
sorry.
sir.
In mobile, it is very small size, na? Fine, not an issue. Screen size is not an issue.
Yes.
I'll take care. Fine, sorry. So 6s1, 4f14. Now this will be F block element, but they have said that it is D block element. So you'll be writing 4f14, 5d, 10. Why not 1? Why not 5d? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Because they have said magnetic moment is 1.8 bm. Magnetic moment is 1.8 bm. That means only 1 unpaired electron. That 1 unpaired electron is already written here. So this won't be, it can't be D1 to 9, any number. This must be paired. So here it is 55. 55 plus 14, 69. 69 plus 10 will be 79. 79 is AU, gold. Fine, Shriram. In this way you will be doing.
Yes, sir.
Fine. So just do like this. That's so easy because there you can't ask them na, whether it is this or that. So you have to be, and time is also an important factor. That's a reverse sort of question. Fine. So this is all about the quantum numbers. Now we'll be going to the next topic. That
Sir,
is
that is
atomic
39A.
models. 79 AU. What have you said? 39?
No,
Answer
sir,
for
7.
this question is AU 79. Gold 79. Gold 79. Is it okay? Should I go to the next screen?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And just tell me one more thing. Size of fonts is okay, na man? In mobile, you are able to see it properly.
Yes, sir.
This
Yes, sir.
this all is legible.
Yes, sir.
Okay,
Yes,
fine. If any problem, just please let me know so that I can take care.
Yes,
Because
sir.
okay, fine. Now we'll be going to the next topic, that is atomic models. Now we'll be talking about various atomic models. See, so many different atomic models are there. John Dalton gave Dalton's atomic model, and so many more are there. And to explain about atom, so first atomic model was given by Dalton, that is Dalton's atomic theory. That is Dalton's atomic model. So in Dalton's atomic model, first we will be talking about atomic theory, Dalton's atomic theory. As I already told you, Dalton coined this word tomio, and Dalton coined this word atom, which is derived from tomio. Tomio means divisible and atom means indivisible. So Dalton's atomic model, now we'll be talking about theory given by Dalton. So according to Dalton, atom is indivisible. Atom is indivisible, hard, dense, smallest particle of matter that is indivisible. Atom is hard, dense, indivisible, that is smallest indivisible particle of matter. Now, it is structureless, It is structureless because Dalton was unable to divide it into smaller particles now. So what he said, it is a structureless, that is indivisible. Can neither be created, can neither be created, can neither be created nor be destroyed in chemical reactions. In chemical reactions. As I already told you, atoms in nuclear reactions can be destroyed or can be created, but in chemical reactions, atom can neither be created nor be destroyed. Now, atoms of different elements, for example, O2, atom of O2 is O and atom of N2 is N. Atoms of different elements are unlike in properties, and atoms of same element, that is O2, their atom will be O and O. Atoms of same element will be alike in properties. So atoms of different elements will be different in properties, and atoms of same element will be same in properties. Properties means physical and chemical properties. Now see, atoms always combine in whole number ratio. Atoms always combine in whole number ratio. What does it means? It can't be fractional. See,
so they are quantized.
Plus,
they are quantized.
What? Yeah. Atoms are always combined in whole number ratio, that is N2 plus thrice H2 will give you twice NH3. Means this can't be 1.5 or 2.3 like this, will always be in whole number ratio. Fine, that is stoichiometry, quantitative laws of chemical combination. That is also related, that you have done there in some basic concepts of chemistry. So atoms always combine in whole number ratio, means can't be there in fractional number. It explained loss of conservation of, loss of chemical combinations. Sorry, law of conservation of mass. Law of conservation of mass, and some other laws of chemical combinations. Other laws of chemical combinations, such as law of multiple proportion, and many more are there. So these are the postulates of Dalton's atomic theory, that atom can't be divided further into smaller particles, that is indivisible, that is structureless, and is hard, dense, and can neither be created nor be destroyed in any chemical reaction. But in nuclear reactions, it can be created or destroyed. And the atoms of different elements will be having different properties, physiochemical properties, and atoms of the same element will have similar chemical and physical properties. Atoms always combine in whole number ratio. It can never combine there in fractional number. Then this Dalton's atomic theory explained law of conservation of mass and some other laws of chemical combinations, such as law of multiple proportion. So this is about the Dalton's atomic model, Dalton's atomic theory. Now it's drawbacks. What are the drawbacks? What are the drawbacks of Dalton's atomic model or Dalton's atomic theory? What are the drawbacks? Dalton's atomic model was unable to explain, fails to explain why atoms of different kinds should differ in masses and valency. Fails to explain why atoms of different kinds should differ in masses masses and valency. Should differ in masses and valency. He was unable to explain why different atoms are having different mass and different valency. He was not able to explain. Second drawback, limitation or demerits or drawbacks is unable to explain the structure of atom, unable to explain the structure of atom, unable to explain the structure of atom. Then he was unable to explain binding forces between atoms, unable to explain binding forces between atoms in compounds. And he was unable to explain Gay-Lussac's law. Unable to explain Gay-Lussac's law. Gay-Lussac's law and law of definite proportion and law of definite proportion. If different isotopes are used, then he was unable to explain that law of definite proportion, and he was unable to explain differences between atoms and molecules. Unable to explain differences between atoms and molecules. Differences between atoms and molecules. He was unable to explain. So these were the drawbacks, limitations, or demerits, or defects of Dalton's atomic model. He was unable to explain atoms of different kind, why atoms of different kinds should differ in masses and valency. Unable to explain the structure of atom, fails to explain binding forces between atoms in any compound, and he was unable to explain Gay-Lussac's law and law of definite proportion if different isotopes are used. And last drawback, fails to explain differences between atoms and molecules. So these were the drawbacks of Dalton's atomic model. Now we'll be doing Thomson's, since so many defects were there in Dalton's atomic model. So there was need of another model. Thomson gave that second model, Thomson's atomic model. Thomson's atomic model. Thomson's atomic model. According to Thomson's atomic model, atom is a hard sphere of positive charged particles uniformly distributed formally distributed with the electrons, with the electron scattered, with the electron scattered as points throughout the sphere. And it is known as, this model is also known as plum pudding model. Plum pudding model. This Thomson's atomic model is also known as plum pudding model. Now, the atomic radius, according to this model, atomic radius is 10 to the power minus 10 meter order. And in an atom, positive charge is always equal to negative charge. What does it mean? It means atom is neutral. Atom is neutral. So what are the achievements of this Thomson's atomic model? First achievement, that atomic radius is 10 to the power minus 10 meter order and atom is always neutral. These are the two achievements of this Thomson's atomic model. They can ask you a question based on this. What are the two achievements of the Thomson's atomic model? So atomic radii is 10 to the power minus 10 meter order and atom is always electrically neutral. Now, what are the drawbacks of this Thomson's atomic model? Drawbacks of Thomson's atomic model: he was unable to explain. He was unable to explain photoelectric effect and thermoionic emission. Thermoionic emission. Photoelectric effect and thermoionic emission. So this is first point of this drawback of Thomson's model, that is unable to explain photoelectric effect and thermoionic emission. First point. And second point, alpha particle scattering experiment.
Sir?
Alpha part, yeah, please. Yeah, please tell me.
Sir, what is the meaning of thermoionic emission, sir?
Thermoionic emission: if you heat any object or any metal object, it will start emitting electrons. If that emission of electron from that metal surface is because of light, it is called photoelectric effect. If it is due to light, then it is called photoelectric effect. And if it is due to heating, that emission of electron from the metal surface is because of heating, then it's called thermoionic emission. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so alpha particle scattering experiment by heavy metals. By heavy atoms, sorry, I have said metals. By heavy atoms could not be explained. Could not be explained by Thomson's atomic model. Could not be explained. So these are the two main drawbacks of Thomson's atomic model. So because of these drawbacks, there was a need of another atomic model. That's this Rutherford's atomic model. Rutherford's atomic model. Rutherford's atomic model. So according to this Rutherford's atomic model, it is based upon the Rutherford's alpha particle. Rutherford's alpha particle scattering or gold foil scattering experiment. It is based on the alpha particle scattering experiment or gold foil scattering experiment. What this gold foil or alpha particle scattering experiment is? See, I'll take only one atom, but in books they have taken many atoms. But to avoid congestion and to maintain clarity, I'll be using only one gold foil, one gold atom. This is AU foil. I have taken only one atom. If we'll pass alpha rays through this gold foil, if we'll pass alpha rays from this gold foil, these are alpha rays. What alpha rays are? Helium nuclei, twice He4 2 plus. This is alpha ray, that is helium nuclei. They will be asking you helium atom? No. Helium nuclei? Yes. Helium nuclei means twice He4 2 plus. So it won't be helium atom, it will be helium nuclei, that is twice He4 through the gold foil. This is passed through the gold foil. Most of the observation and conclusion. What conclusion you will be drawing from? So first observation, most of the alpha rays passed straight through the gold foil without being deflected or deviated from their original path. This is the most of the alpha rays passed straight through the gold foil without being deflected or deviated from their original path. Second, few of the alpha rays get deviated from their path. Few of the alpha rays get deviated from their path. Now, second observation, few of the alpha rays, most of the alpha rays passed straight and few of them get deviated from their original path. And last observation, few of them get deflected back to their original path. The path they are going will be coming back to the same path. So most of the alpha rays passed straight through the gold foil without being deflected or deviated. Few of them get deviated from their original path, and few of them, very few of them, get deflected back to their original path. What's the meaning of first observation that most of the alpha rays passed straight to the gold foil? It means most of the part of an atom is empty. Most of the part of an atom is empty. Few of the alpha rays are getting deviated from their original path. What does it mean? Means central part of atom is positively charged. Central part of atom is positively charged. Alpha rays themselves are positively charged and central part is also positively charged. Since both are similarly charged, so there will be deviation, there will be deflection from the central part. Then few of the alpha rays deflected back to their original path, means whole mass of an atom is centered there, is centered in central part. Whole mass of the atom is deposited there in the central part of the atom. So this part is positively charged and whole mass of an atom is located here only. So these are the observations and conclusion. Once again, I'll repeat this alpha particle scattering experiment. When alpha rays are passed through the gold foil, most of the alpha rays passed straight through the gold foil without being deflected or deviated from their original path. What does it mean? It means most of the part of an atom is empty. Few of the alpha rays are getting deviated from their original path. What does it mean? It means central part of atom is positively charged. This is the conclusion you can draw from second observation. And few of the alpha rays are deflecting back to their original path. What does it mean? Whole mass of an atom is located there in the central part of the atom. Now see, two questions they can ask you. Why you have used gold foil only? Because gold is a noble metal, so there won't be any impact because of the adverse impact or any sort of impact, whether it is positive or negative, there won't be any impact of the presence of this metal on this process of passing of alpha rays through that foil. So gold, since is a noble metal, so will not be reacting with the alpha rays, will not be affecting of the passing of this alpha rays through the gold foil. Then they will be asking you why you have chosen alpha rays only, because alpha rays are very heavy now. Mass of the alpha rays particles are 4. So since it is heavy, so its momentum will be more. That's why alpha particles are used. So what
Sir,
are
but
the
why only gold? Why not silver or platinum?
silver is lesser reactive than gold, and platinum is silver is more reactive than gold, and platinum is less reactive than gold. Then why you are not using platinum? Because it is very, very costly. So in compared to platinum, gold is little less costly. So that is why gold is ideally used metal. And why alpha rays? Yeah, please.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, once again, can you explain why only alpha rays are used in this experiment?
What? Why only gold is used?
Alpha rays.
Alpha rays, yeah.
Sir, why
Alpha rays because alpha rays are heavy now. Alpha rays are heavy, so momentum will be more. So will be passing straight through the gold foil, or will be having, since momentum will be more now, so won't be getting easily affected by air or anything else. Since alpha rays are heavy, so momentum will be more. So won't be getting affected by any physical factor. That's why alpha rays are used. Fine?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now see, these are the 2 points which they can ask you. So what is the outcome of this Rutherford's atomic model? As you have said, what were the salient features? What were the salient features of the Thomson's atomic model, plum pudding model? This was the one feature, and this is the second one, because positive and negative charges in an atom are always equal. Now they will be asking you what are the salient features of this Rutherford atomic model, or you can say what is the positive outcome of this model. First, radii of the nucleus is 10 to the power minus 15 meter order. There, radii of the atom was discovered. There, radii of the atom was discovered. Here, radii of the nucleus is discovered. This is first point.
Sir, are you writing anything on the board, sir?
Pardon?
Sir, are you writing anything on the board?
Yeah, you can't see?
Yes, sir, now it can, sir.
Okay, fine. So should I go to the next screen? I'll go to the next screen.
Sir, one doubt, sir. Here, conclusion, last point you have written, no, sir.
Yeah, that central
Whole
part
mass
of
of
the
an
atom
atom.
contains whole mass. Yeah, whole mass of an atom is centered in its central part, is located there in the central part. Means other than the central part, mass of the atom is almost negligible. Mass of the atom is almost negligible. Then what are the salient features, or you can say what are the outcomes of this Rutherford atomic model? Rutherford atomic model outcomes. One is radii of nucleus. Radii of nucleus is 10 to the power minus 15 meter order. One thing. And second thing, nucleus is positively charged. Nucleus is positively charged. In Thomson's atomic model, he said that atom radii of atom is 10 to the power minus 10 meter, and here Rutherford proved that the radii of the nucleus is 10 to the power minus 15 meter order. In Thomson's atomic model, second point was that atom is electrically neutral, means there is no charge because number of electrons and protons are same in number. Now here Rutherford's atomic model, Rutherford has proved that nucleus is positively charged. So these are the important or salient features of this Rutherford's atomic model. Now see what are the drawbacks of Rutherford's atomic model. Drawbacks of Rutherford's atomic model. Drawbacks of Rutherford's atomic model: exact position of electron, from the nucleus. Exact position of electron from the nucleus are not mentioned there in this Rutherford's atomic model. First point. And second, according to law of electrodynamics, according to law of electrodynamics, electron should continuously emit radiation. Electron should continuously emit radiations. And lose energy. And will ultimately fall into the nucleus. In less than 10 to the power minus 8 seconds. But electron keeps on moving, but electron keeps on revolving around the nucleus. That is moving outside the nucleus. Diagrammatically, I'll try to explain this. See, this is nucleus and this is orbit. Electron which is here, direction of motion of that electron will be like this, and the electron which is here, its direction of motion will be like this. And if electron is here, then its direction of motion will be like this.
It's tangential, no, sir?
Yeah, tangential, always perpendicular to the nucleus. So see the force when electron is here, then the force acting upon it is this, and the direction of the motion of electron is perpendicular to that. This is the direction of motion of electron. Around the nucleus, and this is the force applied on it. This is the direction of force applied on it. When the direction of the force applied upon it is perpendicular to the direction of the motion of the electron, then angle will be 90 degree. Perpendicular means 90 degree. W is equal to FD cos theta. Here theta is 90 degree and cos 90 degree is 0. Theta is 90 degrees, so cos 90 degree. Theta is 90 degrees, so cos theta will be cos 90 degree. And you know cos 90 degree is 0. So W is equal to FD into 0. That will be equal to 0. So work done will be 0. If the direction of the motion of the electron is perpendicular to the direction of force applied upon it, then the work done will be 0. Since there is no work done, so obviously consumption of energy will also be 0. So electrons will keep on rotating around the nucleus. It will never fall into the nucleus. Will keep on rotating there around the nucleus, outside the nucleus. Will never fall in the nucleus. Fine. So
sir, this is also a proper reason why it will be revolving, not going to meet with neutrons, sir.
No, meet with neutron means inside the nucleus.
Yes, sir. Like, yeah, the electrons and positively charged particle will not neutralize each other because of this reason.
Neutralize electrons will not neutralize each other. This you are asking me. Every
Yes, sir.
electron, every electron is having its own path around the nucleus. Will be having own path, own pace. So this is in terms of physics. So we can't use it this there in chemistry. But laterwards, after doing Bohr's atomic model, then we will be there in a position to explain it properly. Here, Rutherford was unable to explain it properly, but this could be the reason that if the direction of the motion of the electron is perpendicular to the direction of force applied on it, then according to law of electrodynamics, there won't be any loss of energy. There won't be any loss of energy. There won't be any consumption of energy. So electron will keep on rotating on its own path with own pace without falling into the nucleus, because there is no loss of electron. So there will not be any change in position of electron also. If there will be loss in energy, then only there will be change in position of electron. Since there is no loss of energy, so there won't be any change in position of electron also, and the electron will keep on rotating. That is what you have written. But electron keeps on moving outside the nucleus. There won't be any loss of energy due to, according to this law of electrodynamics. So this is all about the Rutherford's atomic model. And one more point is there for this Rutherford's atomic model. In this Rutherford's atomic model drawbacks, there is one more point. One more drawback. According to Rutherford's atomic model, atom possess, according to this Rutherford's atomic model, atom possess continuous spectra. Continue spectra, because it emits light continuously. Why it is continuous spectra only? Because it emits light continuously. But it shows line spectra. But it shows line spectra. But it shows line spectra. So these are the few drawbacks of Rutherford's atomic model. Since there were drawbacks, so that's why there was the need of a new model. So Bohr gave atomic model. Bohr gave another atomic model, that is Bohr's atomic model. You know Bohr's atomic model. Fine. So for today,
sir, is it also called as Bohr-Bury model?
Bohr-Bury is a different one. Yeah, Bohr and Bury are two different people. That is called Bohr-Bury's model also. And for that, many times I mentioned this, that Bohr-Bury's rule or Bohr-Bury's scheme. That is called Bohr-Bury's model also. And that scheme, that rule is called Bohr-Bury's rule. So this is much we will be doing today. And tomorrow we'll be starting with this Bohr's atomic model. It's a big one, and derivations are also, formulas are also there in that Bohr's atomic model. Numericals are also there based on Bohr's atomic model. So it's a very big concept and important concept too.
Yes, sir.
But they can ask you questions
Sir,
from
tomorrow
anywhere.
do we have the class, evening class?
Yeah.
Because
Tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow. Yeah, please tell me.
They said we are having holiday.
Tomorrow is holiday. For what?
Sir, like second Saturday they'll give holiday, sir, in our college.
But last month they didn't give. Last month also they gave you. Last month also they gave you.
Yes, sir. In every
Sir,
month,
this
second
month
Saturday
only
will
they
be
started physical classes, sir. Last month and all
Okay.
it was only online.
Okay. Okay, fine. So I am not getting what you are trying to tell me, that physical classes means offline classes are not there.
Sir, like in last month we were not having offline classes, sir. This month only they have started online. I mean, it's offline. We are going to college.
Okay.
So this week they have given.
So from this week only they will be giving. That's sure, because last time also you told me that you will be having some exams. You will be writing some exams. So classes won't be there, but then they told me that no classes will be as usual. So I am not sure. If it is there, then obviously then it is okay. But I am not sure. Have you got any intimation for this?
Sir, like
So we
Regarding
got to know about college classes, but we don't know about competitive classes in the evening.
okay. So let's see, because once they'll intimate me, then only we can come to know about this all. I'll after
Okay,
the
sir.
class I'll call them after the class. I'll call them. Fine, and we'll let
Yes,
you
sir.
know.
Thank you, sir.
Accordingly, I'll schedule the
stop
class
the
accordingly.
recording.
Thank you, sir. Bye.
Fine. Okay. Fine. Nice. Baby. Thank you very
Thank you,
much.
sir. Bye, sir.
Bye. Take care, please. Thank you. Bye.
Sir, stop the recording.
Yeah. Of course. I'll stop the recording.